Uh, yeah. Um,
Welcome back to the podcast. Certainly breathing on some breathing parties on about before the podcast. We're sorry.
it's a funny in Halo, and Jake thought it'd be funny to have it on the podcast.
So it made us onto the
Professional as ever.
podcast. Oh, as ever. When have we ever been professional?
Always.
Yeah. To be fair, he makes a valid point.
You're the most professional people.
Ah, yes, the most professional people.
Yeah, it's the most professional. All right, so we're going to start a new podcast, and it's going to be called the Professional People Podcast.
No, I like
We're
Ramble
professional
Road better.
people. We're professional people.
Nah, Ramble Road's more of a vibe.
You know, as our biggest critic said, "Where's the road?"
It's
It's
a parody
a
of Conversation Street.
It's a metaphorical road, a road to awaken your mind.
I think one day we should do it on a road.
Yeah.
Well, there'd be a lot of car noise, but sure, if you insist.
Every time we don't get run over, we do a shot.
So getting run over is an instant loss.
Yes. Oh man, it's been a long week.
It really has.
Because it's long because nothing is happening. Just nothing interesting at all.
I'm moving back to my university accommodation on the Saturday.
Don't go.
Sorry, but I have to. I literally have to.
No.
Otherwise, I'm going to get in shit with the module people because I've got practical sessions that week.
I think uni dom, don't pay for this stuff. It's bad.
Well, I mean, I'm getting to build a plane. I'm getting the material supplied for me. It's a small plane. I get access to fluids labs, thermodynamics labs, all sorts of interesting stuff. I've actually had in-person lectures, unlike you two.
Yeah.
Do
you get to fly the plane?
It's a little remote-controlled one. We're doing a control wire design. So basically, it's like a remote-controlled plane, except you hold basically a control wire in one hand and then control it with a remote in the other hand, and you just spin round in a circle. And you've got a little... it's got an engine which you can place somewhere. It's a ducted fan engine. And you can set up one control surface, so basically the elevator.
Make a circle plane.
Make a plane that will fly in a circle.
No, make a barrel plane.
All I know is cars, so will it be mid-engined?
The
Do
engine...
that now. Make a mid-engine plane. No one on the planet have ever done that, apart from
what's that Russian plane that you like in War Thunder, Finley? The boat.
It's an American. Wait, the boat.
The
MBR2. No,
yeah,
that's
the
not
MBR2.
a mid-engine. That's a top engine.
Will it be rear-wheel drive as well?
I mean, it doesn't have wheels, but sure.
Just give some wheels, just get around the corner.
Plane.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Make sure it can reverse. That's one big fault of planes. They don't have reverse.
I mean, they do have reverse when they're on the ground.
No, they get little cars to push them backwards.
Take the reverse thrusters on. That's like the Russian bootleg way of doing it, because it burns up half your fuel to go backwards like 4 foot.
Or do the train thing where you just have another cockpit on the other end of the plane and you just run along. Yeah.
Engines pointing in both directions.
Yeah, you just have engines either side of the cockpit, and you just put heat. You have like retractable heat shielding, so the pilot in the rear just basically sits in complete darkness until he's needed. Then the heat shielding drops down, and he starts flying.
Then you need some rotation system for the wings so they would flip around.
I just have a variable sweep wing and just have it so that it reverses the angle of attack.
We'd do that.
What's that plane? Is it the Su-47 with the reverse angle wings? Jacob, it's such an interesting aircraft to look at. Hang on.
this has been a very interesting plane chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
You normally moan at us for doing plane chats, but now you're actually like getting involved. Granted,
Yeah.
the ideas are stupid, but stupid ideas tend to like bring about
See,
cool
the thing
stuff.
is that the thing that Finley
Jacob,
said was,
look at that plane. Look at the wings. They're backwards.
"What is? Oh, that's no, no,
No, I like it.
no, I don't like that.
It's
It
got
looks
that nice
stupid.
vibe. It's got black paint because it looks cool.
Better angle.
You should probably say what it's called so people can look at
It's
it.
the Sukhoi Su-47.
Yes, that one. Do you know the whole time when you were talking about, oh, you building this plane, all I could think about is in science when we'd have to make a contraption to put an egg in so it doesn't break. You remember that? We took an egg off like a table.
Yeah. And you know what we did? We just got a shoebox and filled it with stuff.
Not a bad idea.
It worked. It was like it worked very well.
What, so you didn't even create like a parachute system, so it didn't
No, we just made a
completely
box
destroy.
full of stuff
Did it work?
incredibly well.
Well, when
Well-
we made ours, I remember in primary school when we first did it. me and my mate, we decided instead of making it safe, how can we make it go quicker?
Nice.
Aerodynamics.
Yeah.
To make
We
Oh,
just wanted to see if
Finley.
we could just
Finley.
destroy it.
Finley. In the immortal words of that jingle bloke on YouTube, it's stupid, but it works. It isn't stupid.
Exactly. Yeah, it worked incredibly well.
It's stupid.
Yeah. And since we're on like a plane conversation, I just want your thoughts on this pic made by some artist. I don't remember the name, but it looks cool. I really like this picture.
Is that a zombie?
Well, it says TU-142, which I think is the Maritime Patrol version of the.
Is it the bear?
Yeah, the bear's like upper versions. I'm pretty sure.
Why has it got red string all over it?
Because it's a zombie plane.
Because it's
So
like cool art and it looks good. Yeah, I think
He's
it's
a Japanese artist.
yeah.
They do all sorts of weird kinky shit. Yeah, Jacob. It's not flesh, it's tentacles.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, oh.
I think the 142 is probably a modernized navally sort of version of the 95, I'm guessing, because it has a big chin radar.
Speaking of chin radars,
Amazing segue. What are we going
What
for?
is this segue for? I don't know.
Neither.
see, I was hoping I'll like figure it out, but I sort of haven't.
What are we going for?
What
are we going for next?
Chin radars. What are your thoughts on the Dodge Charger Daytona?
Can't think of it off the top of my head, but again, it's an interesting looking American drag muscle car.
Speaking of chargers,
Daytona, so it's NASCAR.
speaking
I
of
don't know.
chargers, right? Speaking of chargers, yeah, you plug your charger into like a socket, right?
Yeah.
And you turn it on.
Yeah.
And that produces electricity, right?
It doesn't produce electricity.
No,
It has
it
electricity.
has electricity through.
Yeah.
But to electricity, it has to be made and stuff, right?
Yeah.
When people make it work job salary, right?
Yeah.
With this salary, we would take a bit as like income tax, right?
Yeah.
So moving on, do you want to talk of any economic plan?
Which was it was so complicated that it works.
My thoughts on that car. Yes, big spoiler.
No, everyone said I was so hard.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm sorry. I had to say.
So make that.
Before we do what we want to say about that,
So,
it's really cool and incredibly stupid.
so we both want British or one of
I'll make an about come on,
be honest, I
What
haven't
go?
been paying attention to it. I haven't been paying attention to
Me
the
too.
guys.
When he wrote it in, I thought he could bring it to it. I thought he could tell us what's going on.
You know that I put it in there just because I heard someone mention it, so I count it.
Well done.
The
Minimum wage going up.
the what wage going on?
Apparently.
Wait,
Does that mean I get paid?
no, because we already get paid like far above what minimum wage is going to be.
That'll make me sad.
What do you do more?
It doesn't
Not
actually
money.
full-time job as well. So only
Yeah.
full-time.
It's part-time.
No, I heard somewhere it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, what I don't get is it doesn't say the it's not I don't get it because the obviously the minimum wage. I think if you only take £4.50, 60 the day is £4.20 an hour.
I got sick now for that.
Yeah.
No, it's a good part of shit when it's no, but you scale breaks because right. If you're doing an hours, you get a minute on break, right?
Yeah.
7 hours shit, which is what I'm meant to do. And then for my then they asked me, "Oh, can you stay till 1 o'clock?" So I should have got another break because if you do it, that means to get a break, right?
Yeah.
But we said we would have been your break this time for you. You can't do it. Like literally, like a 12-hour shift. Just me.
I'm
No, but don't want to.
Yeah,
like that.
Like I enjoyed the there, but you know, they're gonna pay us.
Right.
yeah, just expect to work.
Yeah, I mean, not much of only paid for an hour now, but
Right.
they technically quite quick. Yeah, man. I was gonna say no.
When you're using 20 quid.
Yeah.
I could buy 20 orders of that. That's
Of course not. That's what your mind goes.
I bought like 20 Magnus for 15. I'm not
The way I see that is,
a minute.
when I see that, I see 20 quid. That's 20 Sundays where I can park. Got to look about £1 for parking on the Sunday. But the thing is we have because I start work at 8, I have to pay the fee. Technically, but I can't go back at what a party starts at 8.
Right.
So just have to hope.
I'm just gonna warn you if you streaming it because I'm currently attempting to do like Daytona, but it's not Daytona 5, it's Daytona 250. Because I'll be bothered to do like, well, I don't know how long Daytona is, so I know how it's actually is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and obviously because NASCAR is the proud creators restrict to be by fucking like super much for a red race. Like
Yeah, I want to do a road trip, but then I realised I hate driving.
Why do you drive?
Oh, it's stressful.
You can, but just
If
stop.
if the roads was clear, then but I can't steal people should not be right.
Yeah,
Jake
it's all right.
is literally my lord. Everything. I call you people.
Not doing people. Sometimes we walk and people sometimes like gonna load. Can't deal with it. Can't deal with people.
It is pain.
I like walk across the other side of the street. I'm not into this.
I decided for the first time in ages. Yeah. So, normally don't say where I'm going, but now I've got this whole segue.
Yeah, it's going to get a drink. Start of something very interesting.
The economic policy we made.
Yeah.
I don't know how the economic
Joe, I'll go through it. Basically, right. What they've done is, I think they've lowered the interest. From the bank,
yeah, they've lowered the interest rate. I'm now getting 0% interest on my account was previously getting 1%.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Well, I'm from April, I think, actually.
So you could just.
You do things.
Policy became Lennon.
No, it's new economic. It's not policy. Plan. New economic plan.
No plan.
Yeah, policy is what England did.
Yeah, England. I don't know if it has. Yeah.
Interest rates.
Here we go. Budget speech. Let me just quickly go through. Yeah, £208 billion worth of support to keep businesses afloat. Yep.
Nice.
Oh, the economy shrunk by 10%. Oh, lovely stuff. Tell me what you're going to do.
How many awkward silence were there?
Not very many.
It's just a lot of me just trying to read.
Yeah, read quickly.
Trying to comprehend what's like new anomalies.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that like removing universal debit or something. Whatever it is. Although I might like paraphrasing this wrong. I saw a YouTube video and didn't watch it.
It says to support low-income household universal credit uplift of £20 up to you for a further 6 months.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Do you remember, really should have done some research before this.
Yeah, well, we didn't have much before that.
I always feel funny how they say stuff like my right honourable friends.
Say it so that they don't get into PR and saying
The right honourable gentleman. The right honourable gentleman.
as opposed to that.
I just want to see what he's saying about the interest rates. So I confirm that he did lower them.
If interest rates are low, what does that mean?
So basically, if the interest rates are going down, they want more people to start spending because it's easier for people to take out loans because when they have to pay the loans back, less that they have to pay back on top.
So, let's say, hypothetically, we invest in a company that is currently doing well. We will make money if we were to like take a loan out and invest that because we don't have to pay it back. That's
Yeah.
Saying it, but like you get what I mean.
Basically, what the gist is they want people to take out loans, right? So people are spending more. Then basically, if more people are spending, then raises the consumer demand basically for goods. They've got more money, so they're going to go, oh, we want to buy more now because we've got this money. So basically, that causes aggregate demand to rise, basically. So it causes the demand for all the goods in the economy to rise, which basically increases GDP, which is the gross domestic product, which is like the total output of the economy, basically. So by allowing that, they're going to try and use that to try and boost the economy back up. But it obviously comes with the price of inflation. But you know, we get inflation all the time.
Yeah, so long as inflation doesn't start doing like the fucking deja vu and just disappears off into orbit, so we have like an inflation rate of like 41,000.
Yeah.
So
But,
like the pound becomes worth literally less than what it's made out.
But then, we've also got some more here. He's also cutting business rates. Also cutting VAT. So VAT is obviously what's added onto products, so that will also cause demand to. Wait, can't remember how
He's dropping VAT now, right? A few weeks ago, I got boots from Finland. The VAT on those were £25.
Oh god!
The boots were 30, so it costs almost the same price as the.
I need to do a bit of research.
I hate fucking taxes, man. Don't pay taxes, kids.
You hate Texas.
No, Texas is.
No taxes.
No, forget it. It's a red versus blue reference.
Yeah, so the VAT is on the buy, so obviously that will then increase demand. But also business rates, basically by cutting them, obviously that means that like the cost for the actual company is going to decrease, which also helps because that will also mean they're going to want to produce more because it's costing them less. So that will also increase GDP. I'm trying to draw an ADAS diagram in my head. So that goes down.
Imagine knowing what you're on about, Jacob.
It basically causes an increase in GDP and also allows inflation to fall. So what they've done is by increasing AD, they cause inflation to rise, but also by decreasing the short-run accurate supply, that is going to cause inflation to sort of, it balances it out, basically. So basically, you don't end up with a lot of inflation. That sort of hopefully will stay the same, but you'll also get that increase in production or GDP. You also get a higher output.
Yeah.
Mood.
But yeah, oh god, this is a very long. I have not got enough time to read through all this.
Yeah.
There's a bit at the end where it gives a bit of a speech. You know, we do this. We're going to do this. Keep our NHS strong. Or maybe if you paid your workers.
Getting topical there, Jacob.
Well, you know.
Let's.
For some reason, it says political content removed. What have they removed from it?
Oh,
they removed from the speech.
Wait, who's removed what? Is it BBC?
No, this is on the official government website.
Oh god, what? So they're censoring themselves. What the fuck?
Themselves. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they have reduced. What's it called? Interest rates. Don't say. I don't want to say it as a fact, but I'm pretty sure they have. Has interest rates been lowered?
Ah, yes, the awkward silence.
UK 2021.
Awkward silence as we do research. We probably should have already done, but
yeah.
Yeah, but
hey Finley, I might pull you and go get a cider.
You do that, and then me and Jacob can talk about economy.
Yeah,
I'll leave you two A-level economists to it.
Economy.
So yeah, that's basically it's all done.
Work.
Oh, they're just you know, it's just a constant war between demand and supply, basically.
Yep.
And a lot of boring graphs.
Weirdly, and it's my favourite part of economics, is that every market is based on people's opinion rather than the actual truths.
Yeah, that's
you
what's more
can
important.
crash a market by saying a market is going to crash effectively.
I love how there's a market for people.
But
you got a market for everything. You got houses. You got a market for people.
Yeah, bit dumb, you know.
Well, you know, it's what it is. But
It is what it
is. It is what it is. I remember what was great about it is you could draw a diagram and just get like 5 marks for drawing a diagram.
Yeah.
So you just put as many as you could in it just to try and boost the marks up.
They're not actually like based on anything though either. Like the diagram
don't know.
is based off like
Who invented the diagram?
just like a rough thing. There's never numbers with one, so you have to like
Yeah, it's just demonstrating the effect. You don't really have to have specifics.
yeah.
But yeah, Joe, maybe you could, tell us a bit about the economy.
Ah, yes.
What
The
are your
economy.
thoughts on economies, Joe?
The economy. It's a very complicated thing that talking about it will probably make it more complicated.
We could crash the market.
Yeah.
I really think the road industry is going to be booming soon.
The road industry.
Yeah, the road industry.
Well, I have been out fixing a lot of cracks left over from the winter.
I mean, if I can again bring back racing, sadly NASCAR is kind of dying for some reason. Me, the man who used to sit on NASCAR Storm, it's just driving in a circle for a few hours. I really like it now.
Is it after you watched that Jim Clark video?
I don't know. What was the Jim Clark video?
That was the thing on the Grand Tour when they did the tribute to Jim Clark. You know, the guy that literally won. Like, everything.
He made me watch the Indy 500 because, like, the Indy I think is actually really cool because although it is just driving a circle, there is actually like a ridiculous amount of like technique that goes into it.
The only time I've ever seen the Indy 500 is in the movie where the snail becomes really fast.
It's weird because the technique, like, although the drivers do need to be good, the technique tends to come from like the people in the pit lane deciding when to pit.
Yeah.
Because if you do it correctly, you can basically get to a point where you'll never have to pit again while other people do.
Well, I remember the only F1 race I remember is, I don't actually know when it was. All I remember is a basic summary of it, where basically, I think it started out like it was raining, and obviously the track started to dry. I think it was Jenson Button. He changed his tires before everyone else. Like, everyone waited at least like a couple of laps after him.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "What is he doing?" And then everyone at once was like, "Oh, we need to change our tires." And
Yeah,
they got stuck in the pit lane, and he was already on those tires.
Yeah,
he would go around quicker than them anyway.
Yeah, and funny story about pit. It's the same with most GP. If you've got wet weather tires on them, the track dries up. They just start getting chewed up because they tend to be very soft tires in comparison to some of the slick.
Chewed up. So after this, I'm going to have to steal the conversation back. So
and then the other thing I was going to go on about the Isle of Man TT. Either of you heard of Joey Dunlop?
Is he the guy that makes Dunlops?
No, his family is involved in that, I'm pretty sure, but he's dead now. He died in a motorbike accident.
Wet weather's on?
Pardon?
Was it wet weather's on?
No, he did road racing, so like the Isle of Man TT, the Northwest 200.
Joe, did you meet him?
No, he died well before I was born. I can't remember when he died.
Who did you meet?
I met John McGinnis.
Do you know a Segway died because he rode a Segway off a cliff?
No, I not know that.
We're going
anyway, Joe Dunlop, he had this brilliant idea because Isle of Man TT, it's the main race is a 6-lap race, right? So you need to pit at some point. But what he decided to do was have a bigger fuel tank put on his bike, so that he wouldn't have to put for more fuel. Problem was, when he was going round on the last few laps, the tank came loose. So he was riding it whilst holding the fuel tank on with his knees around roads at 100+ miles an hour on average speed.
Yeah, that only ends badly.
Oh no, he survived that.
I'm pretty sure in the old days of F1, the fuel tanks weren't big enough, so they would have to refuel like mid-race.
Well, yeah, the
like one of those dangerous things.
Weren't very powerful like 200
And they
horsepower.
were.
They're way light.
If you see old,
They don't have bodies. They're literally like
and also
wheels
their
are completely
the
separate from
top half
everything
of their
else.
body is just out of the car.
Yeah.
Half the substrate of the car, yes.
If we're going on about safety, one of the dumb ones, well, two dumb ones, both kind of related to America, different types of racing. First one I think is the 2005 F1. Because F1 is genuinely kind of terrible, really. They don't
Does it have
race
right-hand
tracks.
turns?
Yeah,
Did
they're
they have right-hand
both like tracks because the 2005 one, they got permission to use the Indy 500 track. And what they did was they modified the a bit so that there's a proper race. The problem is, F1 tyres are completely different from Indy tyres. So they go around corners at 270 on a completely redone track. It's got a diamond cutter basically flattened. So it's chewing up the tyres that were made by Michelin. Because obviously Michelin and the British version of Firestone, who own basically the car. So it came to the point the race is about to start. You've got the Pirelli, and then every team that uses Michelin tyres pulls into the pit lane, all the drivers walk off. So you had 6 cars compete in this race. Yeah, F1 died in America.
The Michelin man is strange.
He is strange.
You know, other than they decided of all companies to go and create a restaurant rating system, it was a car company that basically did it.
It's the most joke ever.
No, seriously, that I'm being 100% serious. It is the same company.
It can't be the same company.
It is because it was in the I think it was the AO handbook, which was basically the Michelin company. They had an ad saying these restaurants are going to rate them with if it's got a Michelin star, that means that it's a good restaurant, and it's in the AA handbook. So it then became Michelin star restaurants that were easy to drive to, and then it then went on to be the rating system.
I just thought that was a joke all the time. All the same.
No.
I have another point to make about NASCAR and F1. I have one later.
Why is it dying, Finny?
Yeah, it was.
Why not dying? Why NASCAR's dying?
Is it because he learned how to turn right?
No, NASCAR's weirdly dying. Well, I heard like one person say because there's not a lot of danger in it anymore, and I don't feel genuine. Because went from who is currently like I know the guy who I think he's the last person to die in NASCAR, which was what 2002, I think, and the man won 7 NASCAR tournaments and then spent, I think, 9 years, 13 attempts to win the Daytona 500. And when he won it, every single team in the pit lane walks out to shake his hand because they're all kind of rooting for him.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of rooting,
NASCAR, you know who I'm on about. The man's name is Dale Earnhardt. And I think the most tragic thing about the race that he died on was he wasn't racing to win. If you watch him racing, he's keeping the pack back. Because the person in first is one of his company's like team, and he really wanted the guy to get good. The person in second is Dale Earnhardt Jr. So he's done his thing. He's got down NASCAR. He's finally won the Daytona 500. Ceremony to win.
Yeah.
And then because like NASCAR basically went from the old NASCAR where you make up 5 laps worth by just going really fast to new NASCAR, which is like restrictor rate plate racing, so you get packs.
Everyone's got the same
second one crashes, everyone goes out pretty much. And someone tapped the back end of him. You do 200 miles an hour. He swings out and then swings back into the wall.
Ouch.
Yeah, but NASCAR after that basically like it's an incredibly, I guess, safe sport now. There's a lot of things they've done to improve it.
It's like that would be because this year and the year there's a big emphasis on like if they're considered a head injury, the players meet for concussion evaluation. There's been a lot of people who've been because of concussions. And see, other us really actually the Irish captain Johnny Jackson wearing shirts. What a football.
Oh, we keep I haven't really one guy. And also, you talk about.
It's kind of weird.
Don't
No,
ruin
you're making get into it later because I am having a full-on rant this episode.
Oh, I'll change the beat of the show.
Just go.
Yeah. Go.
From Land of Ireland, where Mr. Potato Head is one. What? See his more go mad about
No, I generally try to do this Morgan because it's
I need to apologize to Morgan whenever I go.
Mr. Potato had to lose the title in gender neutral rebrand.
oh right.
Yeah, I need to under animated. Go ahead. It's matter.
No, everyone is getting mad. That's not what's really happening.
What actually happening then?
The whole brand name is Mr. Potato Head, right?
Yeah.
But under Mr. Potato Head, there's Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head.
So are they rebranding the entire brand name to just Potato Head?
Yes. So there's going to be
makes
Mr. Potato Head and there's going to be Mrs. So it's just like Potato Head. So there's instead of Mr. Potato Head, it's like underneath Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. They're just getting rid of Mr. in the first potato. Everyone's the from actual toy. No, it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's still going to be Potato Head, but the whole like to come branding like. It's mad. Who's getting mad over this? The headline right now would give the impression that everyone's having because the media have just taken what is essentially not a big deal and just blown it out of proportion.
Sometimes I genuinely get annoyed at the media because half the time if you want these good things, they'll be like, the government go, we have all these negative impacts. Why do you do it now? Literally go.
They taken the whole story and completely changed it for clickbait and people are angry. Essentially, they're not interested. He's only meant to change the company name.
You know, a slow week. I might not having an argument about me.
Yeah.
What did they come to?
With no troops in the third, he comes red.
Oh yeah, so that takes the arm elevator is just some 6 months.
Yeah, well, because there's a bit into spring where this loses the eye is still at his tail, still doing nursing. How does it work?
Actually, you is it fossil? It's like that. It's a group of organism living together as water.
Yeah, because it would be part of it.
Yeah, the baby heads they fossil.
Interesting. On the history of that, the Miller, it's what was the book that the seller in 1900 they would tell. Like it's in France, and they into when they went to Belgium and England and three jokes of record this week, and then the Scotch in 91. They what teach star rented. That was
It was sad to let me.
Berlin was 36 well, yeah. Something had terms of power.
Okay, what? Oh, Doctor what the falling ball helicopter makes through here.
Maybe
Where's the ball player?
Oh, cute.
Oh god. Jacob, basically where guns like Maggie Free.
no.
They do. The major front half of the goal. Quite it.
Yeah, come have your yeah.
You can.
This isn't an example. This is a
Stupid looking.
magazine is that block on the front. The barrel is below that as
That's the G11.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with the 6 because on the Wheat. The British EL86.
the British with A1. Jokes have got it's not.
Oh.
This,
okay.
look at that. That is why the so. You know the
I've gone in
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only I don't know why it's thinking of it is and Halo.
It's
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That would be probably I think
the one with the scope.
A good ball pop.
It's got a is it progressive trigger? That word. You pull it down very lightly, fires once. You pull it down very hard, full round burst. One a YouTuber that I like, he likes the hiccups now. He was in the military and he went over to Australia where they have a fair few of these, and one with a progressive trigger, they did tell him that. But he was trying to fire it, and the progressive triggers are quite stiff. So he was like pulling it, and it wasn't firing. He's going, why the hell is it not firing? Pulls it really hard, activates full auto fire, and just launches the thing into sky. And of course, they all start laughing at him.
Yeah. I have posted 2 bullpups from the
cursed gun images, Finley.
They're all real. It's, I think, Tula arms.
It's still a cursed gun image.
Yeah, because it's got 3 barrels in it.
Triple barreled.
And it's all like precious metal.
Finley, what have you done to my eyes?
I've murdered them, which is good. Why are they bullpups? Where does the word bullpup come from? Let's find out according to Google.
Well, if we
this is happening. Awkward silence.
Comes from the 1930s. It derives from an analogy of such rifles, bulldog puppies, which is squat or stealthy and powerful. The original meaning of the word to describe dogs isn't fallen out of use, but the term has remained the firearm in history. So the bullets naturally make the gun smaller because your fire groups of the barrels technically bigger, but not longer.
Yeah, that's
these smaller guns.
Yeah, more packs. Well, basically, the whole mechanism has to operate that multi-firing pin, which is back where the magazine is. Because the group is in front of that, the barrel is facing back further into the gun. Jake, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm falling asleep.
You're welcome.
This is
podcast about JoJo.
Okay, 3 hours. Why were all Star Wars guns German?
Because
even the Mandalorian's gun is a German pistol.
It's a fictional universe.
Yeah, the gun is literally it's Mandalorian's guns are Bergman, 1894. There's some pretty big machine guns like MG42s.
In the MS Nazis.
Actually, that is about yes.
Yes, that's and the fact that after World War II, after World War II, there were a lot of films where they used reproduction weapons. And so after those films kind of fell out of popularity, there were a load of reproduction weapons lying around doing fuck all. So they just stuck a bunch of tacky space-looking shit on them and went, that's a laser gun. Go shoot people with this.
Mood.
You know who is also space Nazis?
Your dad.
What?
You don't know.
What is?
No.
Get wrecked.
Hey, who is also space Nazis, Jacob?
The Daleks. They are literally space Nazis.
No, the whole idea is basically they hate every life in the universe, including their own.
They are space Nazis. Joe, the creator of the Witch, they are Nazis.
I see it, but at the same time,
they're fictional Nazis.
made of giant tin.
And people say the Doctor is too political. When you become space
Secondly, I want to be where the fuck the firing pin group meant.
I haven't a clue.
Goes into your shoulder.
No, it's a real thing. It's made by the guy that made that triple barrel thing.
Oh, I think I've seen it.
I'm guessing maybe like
pulls forward.
it's going to be something really weird, like they get ejected right at the front, so there's going to be some mechanism that like cues it's all the rifle
Yeah,
Or
like a
it
truck,
has like a weird loading thing. Yeah,
like a tube magazine.
yeah, it's very complicated. Never got used to it.
To all the American listeners who are, well, Texas, I'm sorry we're butchering you about guns.
Yeah,
We have a
we use them.
Say to our American listeners next time, he's literally our own listener.
Yeah, to our only listeners like you bet we're sorry with murdered you on tour.
Which
I'm sure he's crying over gun talk. No, because I want to move on to we're on frame thoughts, but this is more of a release this morning. I hate car parks. They're the worst.
I think car parks should.
I hate everything about car parks.
Well, yeah, they're designed to be efficient, but that necessarily means that
No, you're the opposite of efficient. Worst.
they're designed to be
The one car park thing, right? Basically, there's a whole strip in front of the shop. And if you enter, right, a whole circle, obviously the car park's in around this whole circle, get out. But when you're trying to leave, honestly, the strips that go through this like giant circle, stuff, you could how car parks are designed. But basically, if you're trying to do there.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, yeah.
So say if you come through one of the middle parts, right? There's cars on either side. So there's one space, and then there's like the part where you can sort of drive through to get out. But you can never see anything coming from the left because there's all in the way. It's fully lined.
Well, I just put the boundary bit on the ends.
They're stressful, horrible. I hate driving around looking for.
You know what? Most cars I'm fine with. Multi-story car parks.
Oh, the worst.
Especially they have like they have like pillars around like important places that mean you can't get the car properly. Or like you have to let someone out.
I've never parked in a multi-story because I just hate them that much.
I've had to park.
Yeah, because you spend your time getting lifts of everyone.
Drive.
I'm going to learn at some point.
Finley, you said about 2 years ago, you're like, I'm going to save up to buy a car. And then you spend like 200 quid on a pair of boots that you wore once because they made you. They gave you a
Boots.
They're very nice boots.
They are very not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
You got to look at these this mine. They are thing beauty.
I can't wear them.
You brought that. They're just stuck at the point.
Yeah, I don't even know where they are anymore. I'm pretty sure they're like in a cupboard. Probably.
Buy off you.
50 quid and you're done.
50 quid.
I got them 75.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll get 50 quid. Sounds good.
I can find them. You can have the box as well. Still
Oh, get it. I have a frame them on the wall somewhere.
What's your idea? I'm so like.
Oh, car park.
Oh, car park. Yeah, car park.
I hate
You hate car park. Put that on.
They're just
The Ramble Road podcast. We hate car park.
well, we should just put on groceries. Yeah, I hate
Get hit on a car park.
If I die in the car park, oh, that'd be the worst.
Cool. So,
If you could die anywhere, right, and get to haunt that day, where would you die? It'll haunting.
Where would it be stoned?
A Portaloo.
Oh, fucking Madeline Harry Potter because she died in the toilet. So she's just in the toilet.
I want to pull away.
Just like you just stand there.
What thing is they would get something just a different button.
Yeah, I think from
Or the one is if you just have a throw yourself look like a normal person, walk into the elevator with people, and just when the elevator starts moving, stay at the site. It's literally just absorbed by the bottom.
No, the class thing where you step in and then you get there and you're just gone. Like, oh, the big area.
Just want someone extra thing.
We where work and that was on the shelf.
No one told where we work irritate customers.
But I remember years over.
It's not like when things heads and it's slow down.
You might actually not just spot so then mid there and stop doing bottom. You get to like where is it? And then the shut up scan. To be fair, what to the right mind were one and two.
Exactly. It's like, yeah. Just don't reply. Be there. Honestly, it was bad. People bad. We don't like people.
Word is others. You'll be carrying them a really hot plate. Right. You could say for you know, and if it was it, then it was me. They remember body ordered, and then you go down.
That's literally
Don't know. And put it down, and then you say, "Oh, I don't know, it's fucking burning my hands off."
Yeah.
And also, make for some reason, I don't know, once and some he's just standing on the table. What are you doing?
Oh god. Bitches, I heard you.
Stop.
Yeah, it's annoying dumb shit.
They couldn't
It started.
We should have a legal right hand.
Most of because are wrong. There's never.
There are a limit.
Except when Joe comes, that's okay.
Yeah, but
It's not my first ever shift at the pub and someone sat down with two, and like, they'll say me do.
I'm just mindful of those fish dishes where it liquids the entire thing. So it says Tuesday. Oh wait!
No, the worst one was, dude, is too hot. Fucking blow on it.
What? It takes like hours to cool to 10 seconds.
yeah, could you just think about Brazil?
I said to him that you forgot to say about Brazil.
Oh yeah. Finally, Bolsonaro tried to make Brazil to you. Should have the fact that Brazil made well.
What in Brazil? Oh, great.
Yeah, one of these ones more effective, possibly more lethal, but we don't really know yet.
Woo.
Yeah, that's that again.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
and obviously we don't know the full effects of longer and I'm someone that wants to get into freedom. So if I get Rona, I have long growth basically fucked.
Well, just think about it. When we eventually tour, we went to Brazil.
Okay, that's fine.
Except when YouTube comments saying come to Brazil.
If we ever get a YouTube comment saying come to Brazil, we're forced to go to Brazil.
Are we going to put this as a highlight on the YouTubes?
Make a long. It'll be 1 minute highlight. Was talking about Brazil.
Yeah, well, let's just extend it now. What the fuck are we going to do?
Going to Brazil.
Just have
We're not going to Brazil.
Playing.
No, but that's what I think. Right, I've done a good job this week. Right, I uploaded podcast on YouTube, and I uploaded an entire highlight video. Could you guess out of all the topics we discussed last week, what time of the video and what you think the time of the video was?
Something to do with anime, that was the majority of it.
No, you're
I
incorrect.
remember what we did last week.
We had Sam. Sam's on various rants at points.
I can't remember what we did.
Okay, I can tell you what the name of the video is. Why Shrek is a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, Shrek, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I also made. Let me just go over the time.
Both mine is what you just said. Buffy, the actor guy and Stabby guy.
Hog.
Oh yeah, I uploaded.
And also, I'm going to have a drink.
7
Great.
TikToks.
Nice.
7 TikToks.
7?
Yes.
Damn. How many use?
Well, some of them are okay. I did one called How We Killed Our Friend, Freedom 43. The two only got 65.
Yes, people clearly not very interested.
No, it's because of it in the first part, and the second part was just so much shit. Yeah, then I also stood up how Shrek is the greatest film franchise of all time, that being like 5-part long. So
We spent a solid hour ranting about Shrek.
we spent a long time what was.
Yeah. Shrek is.
Can you follow us on TikTok? So it's all going out.
We're growing our TikTok empire.
Yeah,
We get more views on TikTok.
Watch back.
If you got that ass out and did some TikTok dances, then
No. Sorry.
I think people would swarm to your TikTok.
This is why I don't make one.
where people will swarm to the OnlyFans when I can get round to making one.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, yeah, English. I feel like I've got some brain damage. Like, I just haven't been able to speak.
Yeah, I've been having trouble speaking this week.
Maybe I need to go outside.
Yeah, going outside is
an interaction.
Nice. Oh god, the thing is, when you first go out and meet someone after a while, it's a weird one because you don't want to just like start. You don't want to show how much you've missed human interaction, but at the same time, you've really fucking missed human interaction. So you're just gonna.
The only person I've had full-on conversations on a day-to-day basis is my parents and my brother, and all me and my brother do now is just speak in Top Gear dialect. Every time we say yes, we have to extend it. We go, yes. It got to a point where I was having more conversation with my mom. I said yes like that, and I was like, I did not mean to do that. It's just, it's becoming so bad. It's so bad.
Mild rip for you, then.
I'm just reminded of the fact that
like
I used to constantly make the George Takei oh my fucking things whenever anyone said something that was vaguely double entendre-ish.
It's mental how Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May have shaped British culture.
Yeah,
it's mad. They're not a fucking trio anymore, though.
Why not?
Yeah, well, they are
They're
technically.
finished. No,
Nah,
the
there's
last
still
episode
specials to
of
come.
season 3. Well, obviously there's the specials to come, but that's
And they're
because they're
still
all
a trio. They
like-
still do stuff together.
Yeah, but like,
Have you?
But
Do you
to
know?
be
Have
fair-
you seen? Have you seen James Mayer's goatee?
James
No.
May has a goatee.
It's scary.
Have you seen Ozzy Osbourne's new hair?
No, I haven't seen Ozzy Osbourne's new.
He hasn't been able to dye it over the lockdown, but somehow Sharon's has been able to been dyed.
Sharon, those two are so weird together because Sharon will say something, all you hear from Ozzy is just groans because he just doesn't speak.
I don't think he can speak.
He's a
Ozzy
broken
Osbourne
man.
he has two modes. He has unintelligible brummy gibberish, and he has rock god vocals.
Who's had the beer out my room? I don't think anyone's had the beer out of your room.
Someone's out here.
Oh god, I'm just remembering that I was listening to an interview Kirk Hammett did with Gibson TV, and he was talking about how Cliff Burton was a massive Ozzy Osbourne fan. When they ended up on a tour with Ozzy, they were basically told under no circumstances let him on your coach and drink. And Ozzy, of course, ended up on their coach drinking, and then they had to go, and Ozzy was just like, it's fine, I'll ride with these guys, it's fine, I'm having fun. And they're just like, the fucking roadies are just like trying to coax him back to his bus. Fucking hell.
It's
We've passed the hour mark, we still haven't got what we're watching.
Yeah, we haven't.
So, what we watching?
I want to send you this. Hold on.
Jacob is furiously tapping away at his phone screen because he cannot upload a PC.
It's sending, Joe. It's sending. Look at James.
Oh my god. Matey. It's matey.
Joe, why is he in your garden?
That's not my fucking garden.
That looks like your
Joe,
garden.
Joe, that was
Yeah,
you
if you
last summer. If you
That
remove
was
the
you.
old
No,
man, then yes,
last
it's your
summer,
garden.
last summer that would have been me with minus the goatee, with less hair than that, although I do have a similar amount now. I would have been wearing I wouldn't be wearing a fucking jumper outside. It's fucking cooking out there. And I would have been wearing my sausages on fire apron.
And your sandals, don't forget that, Joe. With socks
sandals
on.
as well. Sandals with socks on. Short socks.
I remember I put that on my story, and the amount of people that just messaged, just being like, "What the fuck?"
Fucking deal with it.
It's the strangest image
more
I've ever had in my life.
It's more comfortable that way. Plus that. Oh fuck's sake!
Thank you, Siri.
Sorry, my mum got a new Apple Watch and she gave me her old one, and Siri randomly activated.
Hey Siri, order crisps.
I'm wearing headphones, it's not going to hear.
If we shout loud enough, it will hear. Hey Siri, order crisps.
Hang on one sec.
She's dead.
Joe is gone. Joe's gone. Finley, this means we can talk about Joe. Next time he comes back in, just ignore him, pretend he's not here.
Okay. Can I do my funny car segment on what we're watching?
And so we were doing more watching then.
Finley, what are we watching?
Yeah, let's do what we're watching.
Sorry, what
Okay,
have you been watching,
so,
Finley?
as I said earlier, I've basically watched one thing recently, and it was an Indy 500 race, which introduced me to the world of oval racing and the fact that like they are actually kind of fun to watch.
They're always fun to
Especially
play in
because
the
they-
arcade. Like if you get the proper ones where it's like the whole machine.
Oh, I went to
I'm
America.
on
When I was in America, I got to try one of those in a it was in the Universal Orlando. In one of their restaurants, they had an arcade restaurant which had a load of NASCAR and other things, and you'd pay to get credits on a card that you'd then use, rather than just like use money like a normal arcade.
So Finley, do you know what from Joe?
yeah.
Well, once he was in America, right?
Fuck
You
off.
got to use it.
I
I have
Joe,
also
right.
been to Orlando.
If Joe was here right now, I reckon he'd be telling us to fuck off.
Yeah, to be fair, I agree.
Jacob.
I reckon Joe would be very disappointed in me. He would say Jacob in a very disappointed tone.
Yeah, he would.
I'm not angry. I'm
Jamie's
disappointed. I'm
there.
just tired of this shit.
He spent the last hour and a half doing the
Oh, God.
Bro, no one understands that meme.
Fuck
No one watching this will get where that's coming from, and we're going to explain it because
No,
it's
There was
Fuck
that
you,
one episode,
Jacob.
I can't remember what one, but when I got a load of your old messages and stuff to see if you could guess who said it, I included
yeah.
that one in that one.
You had that, didn't you?
Spent the last
Oh.
half hour cleaning up dog shit.
That was probably the best message I've ever.
Not a good day. That was not a good day.
Well, it wasn't a good next year, multiple years for you after we torment you with it, Dave.
Yeah. Anyway,
We are lovely people.
Yeah,
Back
you
to
guys
the
are great
overrating.
friends.
Fun fact about Indy 500: it was a 3-hour long thing. The first hour of it was an advert because that's just what
Sounds
the
like
Americans
American
do.
TV.
Yeah, genuinely.
Finley, I'm just going to interject and say you're forgetting about one thing.
What?
JoJo Part 4.
Oh no, we're not watching part 4. We're watching
Part
part 5,
five.
Dingus,
Part
because
five.
I don't know why. I just refuse to watch part 4. It's not even that I think it's like bad. I've just not watched it.
Finley,
Hey, Finley,
after
I think you
finish
should
Part
probably
5,
talk
we'll
about
watch
part
Part 4.
5.
So
I
yeah,
think you should talk about part 5.
Okay.
Part 5 is an amazing show.
Part 5 is I think the one where you truly get the fact that the author just stopped caring about like existing normally. What happened? A guy uses his power to rip himself in half and stay alive. One of the characters' like ability is to make zips. Just zips. They just there. Zips on everything. You can unzip your head. Bro, he can do the funny thing, like the funny thing of unzip's dick. He can do that.
He can unzip his arm in a coil and then punch you across like meters of distance.
It's very dumb.
He can throw his fist. And then there's the fact that the main character, his stand has a couple of abilities. One, if it punches you, your soul basically leaves your body and starts acting at a ridiculously high speed, whilst your body slows the fuck down. And he can also turn inanimate objects into life and life into inanimate objects. So he can turn butterflies into cash.
No, that was because he turned the cash to butterflies and then returned them back to what they originally were.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you then hit that thing, it will reflect all the damage back onto you.
Yeah, and that, like, minor spoilers for Joe, he only does that part of the ability, I think, once in the series.
Is that right? That's right.
Yeah, it never comes back.
I mean, in the first few episodes, there's a couple of times where it gets used.
Yeah, the rest of it doesn't. It's kind of dumb.
Do you know the one thing that I like about any of this?
What?
The whole genre as a whole is when they just draw diagrams for you to explain what the characters are doing.
Yes!
Oh yeah.
You get it in like Attack on Titan. They just like show you like they're like, okay, so here's the wall, here's where we're going. They just show like arrows and stuff. I'm like, thank you. This is what I need.
Yeah.
A nice diagram.
Like in between in between the halves of like the animation segments, when they introduced stands into JoJo, because originally there was this other thing called Harmon, which was basically magic sun breath.
Yeah. It's magic breath that you use your magic hands with.
Yeah. But yes, they introduced these stand things. So now in every half-time thing, if there's two stand users having a fight, it shows you them, their stand, and their stand stats. And you remember, was it Wii Sports that used to have, I can't remember what it was, where it had like the had like the hexagon with like lines going out to each of the points from the center, and then
Yeah,
you would
like most games that have
yeah,
different
and
abilities will
it
have
would
you.
show you like what stats you were developing the most, and it does that for the stands and their abilities. The fucking weird diagrams.
I am all caught up on the dub of Attack on Titan season 4. Someone like finished episode 8, and that's all there is so far. Obviously, the sub's like on like what 13 or something, but
I don't
I ain't
know
watching that.
because on Crunchyroll it comes up as all one number, so it's on episode 70.
I don't know
Bit
what it is.
confusing.
Season 4, it's been alright.
Good.
I was disappointed by the Warhammer tie-in.
I was too because I heard so much about it. Like the concept of it's really cool,
I
and
was
then they
disappointed.
use it and it's in it for 2 seconds.
I was disappointed how it looked. Like, you give me a name of the Warhammer Titan, and I expect something like
Some
something
of
a
them
bit.
looks a bit more like the Armored Titan.
No, not even that. Something that's more like a more chaotic, evil version of the Attack one.
Yeah, it's
basically-
an odd design.
Basically, looks like a sperm. And it's got a umbilical cord.
For some reason, it's a mouse covering stuff.
It's an actual normal mouth.
It can talk, which isn't like new, but it's
How does
like
it even
every
eat?
talks.
How does it even eat?
I mean, it's not made to. It's made specifically just to kill stuff. They don't need
And then
to use
also it made like things. I was just like,
The only thing that's
That's the Warhammer's only thing. That's all it does. That's what makes it better.
That's the thing. Neuron has it, right?
Yeah.
Can he choose to turn into different ones? Or he just get all the abilities of being the attack iron?
Well, see, I actually haven't.
well, I know that you said that the what's it? The control ability only works when he's in contact with someone.
We'll be able to use it anyway, so he doesn't just have the back to do it.
Well, it's not real blood to use it. It's real blood to use it to fulfill ability.
Yeah.
Which is what Zeke is so good. The funny, what's it called? Beast Titan. Yeah, because they mentioned like he had very good skill with it. Unusually good.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why.
Oh no, because episode 8, right? Thingy gets shot. What? Not with that.
No, they killed this character.
They're just standing there doing nothing and then just get shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out at the end that Zeke was in the plane helping them. What's over that?
You just spoiled the season to everyone, so a spoiler alert in there. Skip to
No, it's
like
your fault. Look,
it's
there's only
your
one
fault. It's been at least it has been a couple like weeks now. So
No, to be fair, right? There's one person watching this. I highly doubt.
yeah,
This is
he's
spoiler
from
to him.
Texas. He doesn't watch that.
Oh, the final episode of WandaVision's out tomorrow.
I've not watched any of it.
I don't
I
have
am
Disney Plus, so I
hyped.
can't watch any of it.
Oh, can I spoil Can I spoil what happened?
Go on, then. Spoiler alerts for whatever episode.
Oh, they made another Vision. There's 2 of them now.
Oh,
They made White Vision. He's white.
yo,
What?
Oh. And they finally caught Wanda the Scarlet Witch after like what 7 years?
A lot of films.
Why are you taking this long? I can't wait. It's going to be great.
that's hog.
Oh, they might have also confirmed that the X-Men exist because they show Wanda having powers before she gets them from the Mind Stone.
Hmm.
And they say her powers were only amplified. So does that mean it could be already here?
Pog.
But yeah.
Is that all we can watch it?
I finished season 3 of Death in Paradise. Literally every episode is the exact same thing. It's very repetitive, but you got to watch it because you want to know who killed the person.
Yeah.
Sounds like a rip for you.
No, not for me because I'm not dead
True.
yet.
Yet.
Join us next week on the podcast, which is Joe and Finley.
Yeah, Jacob is dead, and we have to solve his murder.
I'm a ghost. I am haunting this podcast.
Nice.
We've been going for an hour and a half, and I'm very dead.
Mood.
I got a headache.
I also have a headache.
Joe, would you like to do the bit where you plug everything?
Okay, yeah, sure. Go follow us on Twitter, _Ramble, because some took Ramble Road. Go on YouTube, Ramble Roadcast. So far, call it TikTok, Ramble Roadcast.
No, you mean on TikTok?
Yeah,
TikTok. TikTok.
Go follow your OnlyFans. It's not real yet.
Yeah, go follow the media ones.
No, you can't know stuff.
No, Jacob, you don't understand the digital market, right? So, basically, expecting demands to make OnlyFans accounts. They did. They said, "Okay, we'll do OnlyFans if we clap on our first seat," and then they released 13, and it was a music video. They basically made music together and turned it into OnlyFans content, and then released it as an album. It's the OnlyFans album. Very McAfee. Bless those two men.
Should I do a funny thing where I just end it while you're talking?
Yeah.
I'm not talking, but
2, 1.